Good morning, everybody. So, as most people know, if you know me personally, you know I am a huge Manchester United fan. And I'm going to talk about how the Glazers and INEOS manipulate us Manchester United fans with propaganda. Sorry, I'm in my car. It is like 2 degrees outside. But us Manchester United fans have been stuck in a cycle of frustration for nearly 2 decades. The Glazers and now INEOS have used clever tactics of propaganda and misinformation to control the narrative around the club. But how exactly do they do it? And why do so many fans fall for it? And this is not just me griping as a Manchester United fan. A lot of football fans fall for it. A lot of my friends have hit me up and they say things like, you guys have great owners. They've spent $1 billion on your club. Okay. But now they're starting to see the cracks in their own club because they're all friends, right? Their owners are friends and their owners are learning from my owners. So buckle up because today we're breaking down the psychological tricks, the media manipulation, and the PR spin that keep United supporters divided and distracted from the real issues. So make sure to watch till the end because this rabbit hole goes deeper than you think. Glazers' strategy of control, debt, and distraction. The Glazers, if you're not aware, they took over the club in 2005 through a leveraged buyout, loading United with debt. Until then, we weren't in debt. We were a profitable club. We were one of the most, if not the most successful club in the world. And instead of addressing the concerns, they've used deflection tactics like occasional big money signings to shift the focus from financial problems. Their tactic, divide and conquer, right? They exploit fan disagreements between matchgoers and online fans. And if you're a United fan, you know what I'm talking about. You always constantly hear the match-going fans or, the online fans aren't real fans. Sorry that I was born and raised in America and I'm not a Mancunian. Still a fan, still love the club. Yeah. So stop falling for the division and stop shifting that disagreement between matchgoers and online fans and local supporters and global followers to weaken unified protest. Media manipulation, right? This is what they do. They control of major media narratives through club-friendly journalists, right? Leaks about transfer war chest or imminent takeovers to pacify fan unrest during crucial moments. These are all tactics that they have employed, right? Look at all the little puff pieces. Look at all these little puff pieces. Where are the journalists who are trying to expose them for what they've done to the club? How come we never hear about it? But we'll get leaks. We'll get, feel good moments in articles. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. It's just a PR spin, right? Sir Jim Ratcliffe arrived with INEOS buying a minority stake in controlling the football operations, and fans expected real change. But what has happened because of that? What have we seen because of that? The protest went away, right? The protest went away because everybody has seemed to forgotten that the Glazers still own us. Again, listen to this, what I just said, right? INEOS bought a minority stake and everybody was all like, yeah, INEOS bought the club. They didn't buy the club, yo. No, they didn't buy the club. They bought a minority stake in the club. The Glazers are still there in all the day-to-day operations. You want transfers? Guess who it still has to go through? Because we were told that INEOS would be handling all of the football stuff, but yet Joel Glazer's still making the decisions as, are we going to bring this player in or not? Are we going to release funds so that way Amarin can actually get players that he needs? No. So, we expected real change, but has anything really changed? Or is it just more of the same with a better PR spin? We get the rebuild narrative. How long have we been in a rebuild? I guess when you sack managers every 18 to 24 months, or 3 years. It's getting smaller and smaller. But then I guess, yeah, oh, well, we got to rebuild. We brought in some of their players, so we have to rebuild, right? They gave us this clever messaging to reset our expectations. They say things like, it will take time to fix United. We need to overhaul recruitment, clear the deadwood, judge us in a few years. What's this Project 28 or whatever it is I think they have going on? You really think we're going to get there in 2028? We're not going to get there, man. Come on, open your eyes. Stop being delusional. All this stuff just delays the accountability while keeping us fans hopeful. Same issues, different faces. The Glazers still control the finances, and INEOS focuses on optics like the training ground and improvements rather than structural change. And that has manipulated us. Social media and controlled messaging, club PR, the team uses their social media influencers. How much do we see we used to see it all the time during the Ollie era. What was it? Best team photos. And get out of here with that best team photos. Best team. Show me best team on the pitch, not in training. All right. Notice how whenever we sign anybody new, what do they get? They instantly get like a crap ton of us following them on social media. Because our social media team, they're very good. They are very, very good. So, the team uses that social media. They have the influencers, the journalists, and even former players, and they push narratives. Gary Neville used to be, Mr. Manchester United. Not even just Mr. Manchester United. I would say Mr. Manchester himself, right? All the stuff that he does in Manchester, for Manchester, great stuff, right? He does all of this great stuff. But where is he now? Where is he when we're cutting, the finances to charities? Where is he with all of these layoffs? Where is he? Because Casemiro's wage alone, his wage alone covers the expenses of, I think, somewhere around 400 something people that could work for United. So instead of laying off all those people, which they're not talking about for some odd reason, they're just keeping good old Casemiro around. Make that make sense. If you care about the people so much, then, instead of cutting their salaries, instead of cutting charity funding, why don't we just start getting rid of these players and their high wages? And then they hit us with the transfer distraction cycle, right? Every summer, high profile transfers, rumors, they all emerge to give us hope. And then we never do anything in January. We brought in one or two players, right? We never do anything in January when we actually need to do stuff. But they just dangle it in front of us like this little microphone here in January, or not January, in the summer to give us hope. And often United tries, but fails to sign top targets, keeping us invested, us fans invested in speculation rather than protesting the ownership. And then it could be worse tactic. Comparing United's situation to clubs with worse owners to lower our expectations. At least we're not Chelsea or Everton. I'm sorry. Chelsea just spent over $1 billion. Now look where they're at. Just saying. So, what can we do? Us fans can recognize the propaganda. And learning how the club manipulates the media narratives will open our eyes. Questioning official statements and those media leaks. Focusing on the core issues like the ownership and financial control remain the biggest problem. Like, when I have my friends, most of my friends who watch football, my fellow American friends, are Arsenal fans. And they'll say, oh, but your owners, they actually spent $1 billion. Okay, that's great. They misspent $1 billion. And I hate it when I hear the media and also other teams' fans say that, well, your coach spent this much on these players. He didn't spend that much on the players. He didn't spend that much. You know who spent that much? The club, the ownership, the failed CEOs that we had. I mean, I've deleted their names from my mouth, right? They are the ones who put these players on such high wages and causing us to overspend, especially when we're the only ones in for them. We're the only team in for a player. Why are we spending buku bucks on that player? Make that make sense, right? So, when people want to sit there and say, well, your club has spent $1 billion, yeah, but our owners are also one of the only owners they take dividends out from the club. Nobody else's team takes dividends out from their club. Our owners are literally sitting there up until last year. We're sitting there saying, hey, look at this. Money, ours now. Nobody else's owners were doing that. So ownership and financial control remain the biggest problems. No amount of new management or signings will fix United while the Glazers hold power. So we need unified fan action, pushing for real protest, boycotts, and collective pressure rather than getting distracted by surface level changes. So next time you see another media leak about a 5-year rebuild or a 200 million transfer budget, ask yourself who benefits from you believing that. And if you found this video eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it. The only way us United fans can take back their club is by staying informed and staying united. So let me know in the comments, do you think INEOS is really different or just another PR shield for the Glazers? Let me know.